Yes. Once again, another Nintendo collection video. Are we surprised at this point? Within the past 10 videos I made, I did, what was it, my Switch collection video, my new Switch collection video. I showed my friend's collection that I bought off of him, which is almost entirely Nintendo. I did unboxings of Nintendo Switch games. It's just all Nintendo. And my NES collection video. Now I'm just gonna be showing off all of my Nintendo games. Oh yeah. I promise you, it's gonna be a little bit. There's gonna be a little bit more variety, hopefully, with these videos. You'll notice the background. My last video I made, I was saying that I had like this secret hobby that I wanted to start doing and then maybe make videos on. I'm still not gonna tell you what it is, but most of you probably have an idea of what this is. Maybe. If you watch Instagram videos, you might have come across one of these videos where these people do this. So hopefully I'll start moving some YouTube content towards that at some point. And also, I mentioned that I was gonna hopefully have more time during my parental leave. Clearly, that was not the case, as I was a first-time parent going on parental leave. I had some hopeful optimism that just didn't, it's just not realistic. A child takes a lot of your time, and I can hear her crying upstairs right now. My wife is being very patient and taking care of her after a long day of work so that I can do another Nintendo video. But anyways, yes, I'll begin. I got some NES stuff here. I'm not going to really describe any of these games too much, just because I have a lot to go through. So yeah, let's begin. None of the, well, I'm going to go in reverse alphabetical order, but these first ones are not in alphabetical order. They're just the most recent ones that I purchased. And sorry if I keep looking at my screen. I'm looking at myself, and I should be looking at the camera. I don't really see. I'm looking at myself again. I don't really film here very often. This is usually where I stream. But for my YouTube videos, I'm usually in the living room, and I don't have anything else to look at but the camera. Anyways, we have Clu Land. So this was a recent purchase. I paid $40 for this. This is a game that's going up in price. We have Pinball Quest. Play this recently. It's a very weird game. It's like an RPG pinball game. Kind of fun. I just bought these ones the other day. Battletoads and Back to the Future. Not the expensive Back to the Future game. I think that's 2 and 3 on the Switch. On the NES. I want to go this way. We have Spot. I don't know if it'll ever focus on the games. Spot. A game that's actually been in my radar for a while, and I finally found a copy. We have Bubble Bobble, another game that was in my radar for a long time, and I finally found a copy. Yoshi. Now I think we're going in reverse alphabetical order. Xerxes. This was an interesting game. We have Xevious, a game that I used to play as a kid, but we never owned the NES copy. We used to have like this little arcade cabinet thing that came with a bunch of little mini old games that you could plug the COMSIC cords into the back of the TV and then just play them all on the TV. It was really cool. I think they're pretty expensive these days too. I can't remember what it's called, but Xevious was in there along with a mouse game. I forget what it's called. And other games. Wolverine, my very first Nintendo NES game that I bought when I started collecting. Not my very first NES game that I ever had growing up. We have Mr. Model, Iron Sword. Fabio is his name, I think. Wizards and Warrior. We got Wizards and Warrior. We have Willow. I'm just gonna go much closer to the camera with my cartridges. We have Tiny Toon, which is a very fun game. The music kind of annoys me though. We have The Adventure of Link, the gold cartridge. We have The Legend of Zelda, the gray cartridge, which I hear is more collectible than the gold cartridges. Somebody told me that, but I'm not sure how true that is. We have The Legend of Kage, not Cage, Kage, which is a actually I enjoyed myself with it. We have Tetris for sure. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the OG. Still missing Manhattan Project. We have Toobin', a game about Toobin'. We have Tecmo Wrestling, a game, World Wrestling, a game that I used to go to my neighbor's place to play. We have Tecmo Baseball, not the greatest baseball game. There's so many to choose from on the NES. Pick another one, don't pick that one. Super Spike V-Ball. Mario Duck Hunt, still the only Super Mario Bros. Game I have on the NES, because I have All-Stars on the SNES, which is coming up. I do want to collect the Mario 2 and 3 now, though, just to have in my collection. We have Star Tropics, me and my brother's Zelda, because we never grew up playing Zelda. We have Solstice, because it's a cool-ass cartridge. We have Snake, what's it called? Snake Rattle and Roll. Zoom, there's a glare. We have, oh, this one's in a nice pink case because this is, I think, one of my more expensive NES games, and that is, I can't get it out, Shatterhand, which is a really fun game. Actually, I still need to take that shitty sticker off of the cartridge. I will one day. We have Shadowgate, a point and click game. We have Russian Attack, get it. Oh, too real. We have River City Ransom. I was very happy to find this when I did. I have seen more copies since this one that I purchased, but for a long time when I saw this copy, it was pretty much the only copy I've ever found in the wild. But again, I've been finding them more recently. We have Rescue the Embassy Mission. We have Chippendale Rescue Rangers. I thought I was buying the second one for $20 when I was at the pawn shop for whatever reason. I got super excited, and it was just the first one, which is fine because I was missing the first one as well. For those of you who don't know, the second game goes for hundreds of dollars. Hundreds. RC Pro-Am, a very fun game that I used to play growing up at my cousin's. Let's see here. RBI Baseball, a much better baseball game on the NES. Rainbow Islands. Yeah, Rainbow Islands. Nobunaga's Ambition, a Koei game. Paid $14 for this one. The second one, once again, it's a game that goes in the hundreds. We have Ninja Gaiden 2. The Dark Sword of Chaos. Pretty intense. We have Ninja Gaiden, the first one, a game that me and my brother used to rent and play. Well, my brother used to play. I used to watch him play because he would never give me the remote. Sly. We have Nightshade. Oh, and also there's a Ninja Gaiden 3 on the NES. Once again, very expensive NES game. Nightshade, which is a hilarious game. Also a point and click, if I remember correctly. You can move. No, actually, you can move around and stuff. But I think you do have to point and click things. I don't. Kind of like Maniac Mansion. Metroid. Okay, so something I noticed, and if anybody can explain, I noticed in my video that I made with my cousin had the yellow label NES. Andre, maybe if you're watching this, maybe you can explain to me in the comments. You have a yellow version of Metroid, and I have the silver one, and I see the silver one a lot, but I don't see the yellow one a lot. What's the difference there? Is the yellow one older than the silver one? Did they just change the label eventually, or like what's the deal with that? We have Snake's Revenge, a game that Hideo Kojima had notoriously disowned. I guess it's like he had nothing to do with it, and apparently was really upset with the game for some reason. Metal Gear, dear God, Metal Gear. We have Mega Man 3, hey. And we have Mega Man 2. This one me and my brother grew up playing, and it was a lot of fun. Marble Madness. I am no longer like the 60th best in the world speedrunning this game. I'm like probably somewhere around like 70 or whatever. Actually, I think I used to be in the 50s at one point. But Marble Madness, I want to buy more copies of this in case this one dies, because this is a lot of fun and it's a cheap game, and it's quick to beat, and it's super trippy. The music's really trippy. The visuals are very trippy, and I keep looking at the screen. I should be looking at the camera. I'm so sorry, guys. Maniac Mansion. Point and clicky. I tried playing it. I got stuck somewhere. I do want to get back into it. This game, though, with the Adventures of Lalo, this is like comeback. I always keep coming back to this because this is a lot of fun. I only have the first one. I do not have 2 or 3. Okay. Little Nemo's Dream Master. Fun game, and I remember the music was great. Never got far into it when I was a kid, but very fun game. Life Force. Because we have a very... Is this a rare slip cover for a... Not an NES licensed game. It's for these guys. Crazy Creature. Let me know if this slip is fairly rare, because I've never seen it outside of this one that came with this game when I bought it. I paid 24 bucks for this, which I think, for Crazy Creatures, which I think I probably overpaid. Kirby's Adventure. Paid 30 bucks for this, but it's a fun game. Came very late in the NES's life cycle. I think the SNES was already out by that point. Kickle Cubicle. No, the cartridge doesn't work, unfortunately. I tried playing it, and it just keeps freezing. I think I probably have to clean it. Karnov. And we have Jaws. It's an okay game. Jackal is a fun game. You get some Jackal, the dirty cartridge. Probably have to clean that. We have The Guardian Legend, which is a very fun game. You can play it in, I think it's like Xexes, where you can play it in multiple ways. You can be inside the ship, outside the ship. Is Xexes like that? I'm trying to remember now. I think it is. Blaster Master is like that, and I have it here coming up. We have Godzilla. Apparently Godzilla is so scary, scaring the camera into focusing. We have Ghosts and Goblins. Hard game, notoriously hard game. We have Ghostbusters, a notoriously annoying game to listen to. We have Friday the 13th. Pretty tough game to get into. We have Final Fantasy, the very first one. And we have Faxanadu. 2 more stacks to go. Alright, we have Excitebike. Fun game. We have DuckTales, another fun game. Most of you guys already know these games. We have Dr. Mario. I say Mario. When I say Mario, I say Mario. What am I going on about? I've had a lot of coffee today. I don't know if you guys can tell, comparing me to my other videos. I'm usually pretty chill in my other videos. Dragon Warrior. Double Dribble, a pretty fun basketball game that me and my brother used to play as kids. We have Double Dragon 2. We have... Oh, sorry, that was Double Dragon 3. Now we have Double Dragon 2. We have Donkey Kong Classics. Another game we used to own as kids. Had a lot of fun with. Dodgeball. This one I found in another province, the neighboring province in Nova Scotia. I can't remember which town I was in. And it was the first time I saw that game. It was $30. It's a pretty expensive game. It was at Most Wanted pawn shop. I was pretty happy to find it. I paid $30 for it because I really wanted it, like I said, but $30 is a little bit expensive. Dig Dug 2. Demon Swords. Or Demon Sword. One sword, not multiple. We have Crystallis, another game where the cartridge doesn't work. I need to clean it. We have Super C. And for those of you who don't know, C stands for Contra, which, speaking of, Contra. And we have Cobra Triangle. My arm is already starting to hurt from extending it. And I have so many more games to go. Okay, one more stack. We have... the slip. Dracula's Kiss, Castlevania 3. Uh-oh, I got nowhere else to put these games. I'm going to put them here. Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. A lot of people's least favorite Castlevania game on the NES. And then we have the OG Castlevania. We have Burger Time, which the game doesn't play very good. At least my cartridge. There's something going on there where it won't play good. I don't know how to explain it. Bomberman. The very first Bomberman. And here, I mentioned Blaster Master. Here's Blaster Master. Another game where you can play in your ship, or you can get out of your ship and move around. Go underground and stuff. We have Blades of Steel. A lot of people's favorite hockey game on the NES. Between that one and ice hockey, I think it's the only two NES hockey games. Bionic Commando. It's a lot of people's favorite sport game on the NES period. We have Batman. Very beautiful looking game. Controls are tight. This also might be my most expensive NES game. It's either this one or Shatter Hand. That's A Nightmare on Elm Street. Please, up to 4 players on an NES game. On an NES console, rather. We have, what's this called again? Adventure Island, of course. Adventure Island 2. And Adventure Island. We used to have Adventure Island growing up. I can't remember if it was the first one or the second one. We had one of them growing up. We have A Boy and His Blob. Trouble on Blobolonia. We have 1943. And finally, 1942. Play both of these. They play alright. They play pretty good. Okay, I gotta put away my NES games. And I'll bring on the next stack of games, or whatever that'll be. Okay, I got all my games here. So we have SNES and N64. And I forgot to mention that I have one single Famicom game. I do not remember what this game's called. I vaguely remember why I bought it. I bought it online because it looked spooky. It looked like a spooky game. And the character is using a... looks like an ocarina, kind of like from Zelda. It's having a hard... The game's having a hard time... Sorry, the camera is having a hard time focusing. But anyways. So, yeah, SNES games. Let's start here. No particular order, I guess. I'm just gonna grab whatever. We have Zombies Ate My Neighbor, an awesome SNES game. I paid quite a bit for it. Even back in the day. This was back in 2014. I paid $45 for this. We have Zelda Link to the Past, of course. We have Super Mario All-Stars, as mentioned previously. All must-have games, especially including this one. We have Super Mario World, Super Mario RPG, Super Mario Kart. Ooh, some heavy hitters. We have Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Star Fox, which I paid, I think, $5 for it. We have a game that I bought from a friend of mine, actually. Real Monsters. I don't even know if it's any good. Come on. But I just remember watching the cartoon when I was a kid. We have another game I bought, Next to Nothing, at a pawn shop. It was in like a bin. Stanley Cups. Just Stanley Cup, I guess. Hockey game. We have Final Fantasy 2. Oh, man. We have Double Dragon 5. Here we go. Donkey Kong Country 3, which was the hardest of the Donkey Kongs for me to find. It took me a long time to find this. I think I actually bought this when I was in Alberta back in 2018. Donkey Kong Country 2. And Donkey Kong Country. I guess that's it for SNES games. Don't have too many. Now let's go with my N64 game. All right, again, no particular order. I'm just gonna grab whatever. We have actually games that I just got yesterday. Turok, and I have the spine sticker for all of them. And Turok 3. So these are the two games I got yesterday. I also have Turok 2 somewhere. Turok 3 is a very fun N64 game. Probably the funnest out of the three in the series. Turok 1, 2, and 3. But very hard to find these days. We got heavy hitter Snowboard Kids 2. I do not have the first one. Okay, I'm just going to grab another random stack. I have Turok 2 as well, somewhere in there. I don't know if I already mentioned that. Wave Race 64. We have Zelda Ocarina of Time. I'm realizing that people are coming out of the woodworks and starting to say that Ocarina of Time is not their favorite Zelda game, or is not a very good Zelda game, which is a little extreme in my opinion. Like it cannot be it doesn't have to be your favorite game, especially with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom that just came out. I mean, there's an argument to be made there for those being the best Zelda games, but you can't say that Ocarina of Time is not a good game either. We have Pokemon Stadium 2. Heavy hitter there. We have Quake 1 and Quake 2. Both of these games play like absolute crap on the N64. The sensitivity when you're moving around, it's like just insane. Just insane. Insane like as in it's super fast. We have, of course, Super Mario 64. We have Super Smash Bros., which I often forget that I even have that game. We have Mario Kart 64. We have Mace: The Dark Age. This one came with the spine sticker already, and it really upsetted me because I couldn't use the one that I have. There's a couple of them like that. We have Hexen, a game given to me by my friend whom I bought the collection from recently. You can find it in another video. We have GoldenEye, 007 GoldenEye, of course. You gotta have your GoldenEye. Forsaken 64, which I did not enjoy playing, not one bit. We have Duke Nukem 64, which is, I believe, the OG Duke Nukem 3D, but it's on the N64. We have Doom 64. We have Donkey Kong 64. We have Diddy Kong Racing, an awesome racing game. Clay Fighters 63 and 1/3. This is not the super expensive Clay Fighter game. Conker's Bad Fur Day. This is a pretty expensive N64 game these days. I paid... I felt... if it'll only zoom in. No. Oh, you had a glimpse of it. You had a little glimpse of it. I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for it. If you saw it, That's how much I paid for it. I felt really, really risky that day with my bank. We have Banjo-Tooie. It's not focusing. We have Banjo-Kazooie. Oh, you know what? It looks pretty good right here, right next to my face. Maybe that's what I'll do. Banjo-Tooie. Mario Party 2. Mario Party 3. The best Mario Party game there ever is, there ever was, there ever will be. Fight me. That is the best Mario Party game ever. Ever. The best maps, the best mini games. Put so many hours into it. Mario Tennis. We have Paper Mario. We have Perfect Dark. We have Pokemon Snap. We have Pokemon Stadium. Where have you been? We have, okay, so we have 2 copies of Turok. We have this one, which I tried trading it in, but they wouldn't take it because of the label. I paid like $2 for this, $3.54 for this back in the day. And then I got my friend donating me this game instead, Turok 2. This Turok 2 instead, and it's a much better label. And I actually put the spine sticker on it. I didn't want to put the spine sticker on the other one. We have Yoshi's Story. And we have the other Zelda game, Majora's Mask. Okay. Time to go get another stack of games. Okay, so next up we have a bunch of Game Boy games and Nintendo Wii and Wii U games. But before I go any further, we've had an unfortunate accident. I've had an unfortunate accident. I dropped some of my N64 games trying to move them away back into my game room. Amongst them was Pokemon Stadium 2, Wave Race 64. Thankfully, and especially Pokemon Stadium 2, thankfully nothing happened. But I also dropped Majora's Mask. And this is what happened. I am so bummed out right now. I don't even know if I can put this into the N64 anymore. It's the gold cartridge too. I am so bummed out. I don't know how much this game goes anymore these days. I'm sure it's not that bad, but I don't know if I want to have to repay for this game. It's so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. Anyways, let us continue. I still have the pieces right here. I found some of them. I wonder if I can just Frankenstein it back together. I wouldn't trust it though. Alright, so I'll just start with a bunch of loose games. I'm just gonna grab a bunch of things at random. We have Super Drop Zone. We have Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy Advance. We have Doom 2 on the Game Boy Advance. Some heavy hitters. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. Very fun game. We have Power Rangers Ninja Storm. Spy Kids 3D. A bunch of these games. Spy Kids 3D, Super Drop Zone, Power Rangers. This one, Dragon Ball Z Supersonic Warriors. I bought them all off of a co-worker from back in the day, who also sold me Pokemon Leaf Green, Pokemon Ruby, and Pokemon Emerald, and a Nintendo DS Zelda Edition for $50. All of that for $50. Now, unfortunately, I don't know what happened to my Emerald. I think I lent it to a friend and never got it back. And that's like one of the more expensive Pokemon Game Boy Advance games. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. a copy I had since I was a kid. I still have the manual as well. No box though. Metroid Fusion. This is going up in price. I have these games with the box. Yu-Gi-Oh! Sacred Cards. Now, I used to have this as a kid. Gave it to a cousin, and then I bought it back with the box. Because it was actually a pretty fun Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. And then we have Crash Bandicoot Purple Ripto's Rampage. It's like a Crash Spyro combo. There's one for Spyro as well, too, where it's orange. Have that with the box. Got some Game Boy DS games here. No box. Brain Age 2 also came in that pack with the DS from my coworker. We have Mario vs. Donkey Kong Mini Land Mayhem. We have Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Another one of those games that came with the bundle, as well as Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. And then my wife actually bought Zelda Phantom Hourglass. My wife is a huge Zelda fan. I don't like having this game loose. I really want to get the one with the case, but it's going up in price. Last Game Boy game we have is... actually, no, sorry, not the last Game Boy game we have. But the last loose one here is Pokemon Red. Got this from a cousin way back in the day. Push all this stuff off to the side. Push my Majora's Mask to the side right here where everybody can see how terrible that is. Okay. Now then, I'm just going to grab a stack of games. I'm so antsy. I'm moving so quick. Making mistakes. Gotta move slower. We have, is it Trauma Under the Knife? Trauma Center Under the Knife. $7 for this Atlas game. I don't know how much it's going for these days. We have Teenage Zombies. And I never noticed that it was a Peggy game until recently, actually, when I was going through these again. We have Zelda Spirit Tracks. So this, I paid $30 for it back in 2017. This is like a $100 game now. Okay, so some of you guys might get really upset with me. I went to a pawn shop. They don't know what they're selling a lot of the times. I bought a Switch OLED from them for $200 with the case, with a Brilliant Diamond charger and everything for $200. Because I told this guy, I don't think that's the regular Nintendo Switch. And he said, oh yeah, it's just a Nintendo Switch. Do you want it? $200. I said, okay. I bought the Nintendo Switch OLED for $200. The same guy, same pawn shop, sold these to me. So we have, and this was back in 2019. So it's not that, it's pre-COVID, but they were still expensive games back in the day. We have Pokemon Platinum version, $14.99. We have Pokemon White, $14.99. We have Pokemon Black 2, $14.99. We have Pokemon Heart Gold version, $14.99. And then we have Pokemon Diamond version without the manual, $30. Yeah, $30. That was obviously not in the same pawn shop, but when I saw that, I sweated so much because I thought I was stealing these games, essentially. We have new Super Mario Bros. We have Super Mario 64 DS. I think I bought that off of a friend. Pretty sure I did. We have Resident Evil Deadly Alliance. Miami Law for $10. I think it's worth quite a bit more now. I could be wrong. Recent purchase, The Legend of Kage 2. Couldn't believe that Legend of Kage on the NES got a sequel. Mr. Driller Drill Spirits. Another recent purchase, as well as Shin Megami Tensei Devil Survivor 2. And then we have Devil Survivor, the first one, which, yeah, I paid $14 for this back in 2017. You have Dementium the Ward. And that is it. That is it for Game Boy games. Now I'm going to move on to Wii games. Wii games, which I only started getting recently because I purchased my friend's entire video game collection that had Wii games as well. And I also bought another friend's Wii U for like $80 or something like that. So I figured, you know what, those two things, I might as well start collecting Wii games and Wii U games. So I bought these two Wii U games actually very recently. Star Fox Guard for $5. I never heard of this. Never knew this existed. It's only $5 for Star Fox game. And I think it's because it's... Actually, I'm not sure why. Why is this $5? I should really look into this. But I thought it was curious that a Star Fox game was going for $5 on the Wii U. And then we have Zombie U for $5 as well. So I couldn't let those go to somebody else. Bought them for myself. I did play a little bit of Zombie U back in the day. I think on the PlayStation 4, actually. Okay, some more recent purchases here for the Wii. We have Cursed Mountain, a survival horror game that I paid $12 for on the Wii, which I thought was pretty neat. And then we have Wii Play. Paid $10 for that. I thought it looked pretty fun. I still want to get Wii Sports for sure. That's like the Wii game. Super Paper Mario. We have Sin and Punishment Star Successor. Look pretty decent. We have Resident Evil 4 on the Wii. Some of these games might look familiar. In another video I did, the one where I bought my friend's entire collection, and these games came up, like No More Hero 2. I think most of these games all came from my friend's collection here. Mirror Strikers Charged. We have Lego Harry Potter years 5 through 7 and 1 through 4. And lastly, Donkey Kong Country Returns. All right, new stack of games. This time, GameCube. And a lot of these I showed in the collection video purchase as well, but whatever. We have no particular order. Start with Days of Reckoning 2, wrestling game that I used to play a lot with my friend. Call of Duty 2, Big Red 1. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Missing the manual for that one, makes me upset. Army Men Sarge's War. Army RTS, real-time strategy. Army Men, sorry. 007, Everything or Nothing. James Bond, 007, Agent Under Fire. Some recent purchases. Donkey Konga and Donkey Konga 2. Eternal Darkness, heavy hitter for me. Sanity's Requiem, an absolutely mine friggin' game. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. Gauntlet Dark Legacy, not the original case or slip, but still an awesome game. Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters. GoldenEye Rogue Agent. Gun, an amazing game. Never played this on the GameCube. We used to have a copy on the PS2 growing up. It was my brother's copy, and oh, what a great game! And the graphics were really good for its time. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Kirby Air Ride. Zelda Wind Waker. I paid 14 bucks for this. Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. And then we have another one here. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time / Master's Quest. We have Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. Beautiful mint copy. Lord of the Rings Return of the King. Lord of the Rings Two Towers. We have Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Mario Kart Double Dash. Mario Party 4. Mario Party 5. Mario Party 6. And Mario Party 7. My favorite out of those ones is, I believe, 4. 4 would be my favorite out of the GameCube games. Least favorite would be 7. Okay. We have Medal of Honor Frontline, which I also have on the PS2. We have Medal of Honor European Assault, which I also have on the PS2. We have Medal of Honor Rising Sun, which I also have on the PS2. We have Metroid Prime. You gotta have your Metroid Prime and Metroid Prime Echoes. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. NHL Pro Hits. Also have this on the PS2. Awesome NHL game. Arcadey game. Paper Mario The 1,000-Year Door. How much did I pay for this? 39 bucks. Not bad. We have Phantasy Star Online. Episode 1 and 2. Pretty fun game. I didn't get too far into it. But from what I played, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, but it kind of got a little repetitive at a certain point. Pikmin. And Pikmin 2. We have Pokemon Coliseum. Here comes my biggest GameCube purchase, which I bought recently. Felt a little risky there too with my bank account. That's the most I think I've ever paid for a video game, period. But I really wanted it in my collection. But it doesn't have the manual. Neither does Pokemon Coliseum. They're both missing the manual. But at least it's in the collection. Resident Evil. Resident Evil 0. SSX Tricky. Star Fox Adventures. Star Fox Assault. Awesome fun game. We had a blast playing that multiplayer. Lego Star Wars, the video game. Super Mario Strikers. I had a lot of fun playing that growing up as a kid. A friend had a copy that we used to play. Super Smash Bros. Melee. Super Mario Sunshine. Turok Evolution. Universal Studios Theme Park. The only reason why I bought this is because I went to Universal Studios in Orlando back in 2019. And a lot of these rides, I believe, are still there to this day. The Jaws one is not. And finally, Wave Race Blue Storm. Now, I think we're just down to the Switch games. So, confirming the Switch is the last video game console that I have to show. It's essentially going to act as a like a recent pickups video, because I already showed off my collection not that long ago, a couple months ago. I'm just going to go through them all over again, and then I'll tell you what I got new as I go through them. So we have Yoshi's Crafted World. Decent game. It was fun. It was fun starting off, and then it was hard picking up and playing again. I don't know. We have, so Xenoblade Chronicles Torna, the Golden Country. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna, the Golden Country. Here we go. Recent pickup. Received not too long ago, actually. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles. Wild Guns Reloaded. Game that kicks my ass. Valfaris, another game that kicks my ass, but very fun. Super heavy metal. Toki, another game that kicks my ass. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Shredder's Revenge. Very, very fun game. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. Very fun collection. Tactics Ogre Reborn. We have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We have Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. Played this during my parental leave. It's fun, but oh my lord, does it make me motion sick. Super Mario Odyssey. I'm old, man. Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Cine Mora X, recent pickup. Signalis, a survival horror game, retro game. Very fun, recent pickup, and highly recommended. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Got the collection edition, the collection box for this one, and other ones as well. I just don't want to pull out all the boxes, like including like Ruiner, for example. Ruiner. Pretty fun cyberpunk game. Ring Fit Adventures. R-Type 2. R-Type Final 2. Remothered Porcelain. Broken Porcelain. Recent purchase. Postal Redo. Bought it because of the crazy cover, essentially. Pokemon Violet. Pokemon Scarlet. Very fun games. Performance sucks. Pokemon Company, Game Freak have no more excuses to make bad performing games. But they'll keep getting my money because their games are still good, especially these ones. The Silver Case, 2425, a recent purchase. This is a Suda51 Grasshopper game. It's a point and click game, investigator game. It's weird. The controls are really weird on purpose. You get used to it. It's all right. I want to sit down and play this game, but when I found out it was a 40-hour game, 40-hour story time point and click game, I was like, ugh, I don't know if I want to do this for 40 hours, but I'll hopefully get back to it. Another recent pickup, Thumper on the Nintendo Switch. Love this game on VR on the PS4. When I saw that at a pawn shop, I was like, I gotta buy it, and it's still sealed. Hot Shot Racing, very fun racing game. Ikai, haven't played this yet, really want to, probably will during the Halloween season. Hypnospace Outlaw, very fun story time 1990s internet game where you visit people's sites, kind of like Pixo. I don't know if anybody remembers Pixo from back in the day. It's kind of like that. You get the music, the retro music and everything. Very fun. Even more fun is Hunt Down. This is a very fun game. I quite enjoyed it. House of the Dead remake, also very fun. I wish I had a GunCon to play this. Does the Switch have a GunCon? Can anybody tell me that? I don't even know if the Switch has a GunCon. Probably a third-party Switch GunCon somewhere. Helmut, game that kicks my ass. Goosebumps the game, a nostalgia purchase. Game probably no good, but Goosebumps I grew up watching. Golf Story, an RPG golf game. Gal Metal, another storytime game from what I remember. Shiny. Fishing Star World Tour, not the greatest fishing game. It's kind of like an arcadey fishing game. It's alright, but I bought it mainly for the reel, which is over in the gaming room. Very cool reel. We have Fire Emblem Warriors. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. My very first Nintendo Switch collection video, I did not have this game. I was the only person with a Nintendo Switch collection video on YouTube that did not have this game. I know, because especially during my parental leave, I have watched so many collection videos while I'm doing dishes or whatever, while the baby's napping. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Very fun game. I quite enjoyed Mario plus Rabbids, surprisingly. Luigi's Mansion 3, amazing Switch game. Longest 5 minutes, not an amazing game. I did not like this game, not one bit. Live Alive. I played a little bit of this when I purchased it. I played the little cave boys story, a little bit, and I liked it from what I played. I need to get back into it. Lego Jurassic World. Zelda Skyward Sword. Oh, Zelda. Majora's Mask. No! Zelda Link's Awakening. Zelda Breath of the Wild. And no, I don't have Tears of the Kingdom. Not yet. Kingdom. I do have Kingdom. Kingdom New Lands. Colat. Narrated by yours truly, Sean Bean. Kaze in the Wild Mask. I will always recommend this game every time I talk about it. Very, very fun 2D platformer game. Old school. Pokemon Shield. I do not have Sword. I did enjoy what I played. Pokemon Shining Pearl. I did not play this. My wife played this one. I played and beat my very first Pokemon game that I beat. Brilliant Diamond. Yeah, I played a ton of Pokemon games growing up. I've said this a bunch of times, but I never finished one. I always got bored, always got stuck, or something. This was the first ever Pokemon game I beat, and a lot of people don't seem to like this game. I liked it. I thought it was good. The last boss, very hard. Apparently, she is notorious for being one of the hardest bosses in a Pokemon game, from what I read. Pokemon Arceus. I have not played it yet. Paper Mario, the Origami King. Oxide, Room 104. I saw this at a GameStop shelf. I was like, huh, that's an interesting game. Interesting looking game. Overcooked, Special Edition, and Overcooked 2. Does not play as well as the Overcooked game that I got free on the PSN on the PlayStation 4. The frame rate is terrible. The performance is bad. Get it on the PlayStation if you have that console. Monster Sanctuary. Very fun Metroidvania Pokemon game. And yeah, I got stuck somewhere because it's Metroidvania. I'm not sure where the hell I am. Speaking of Metroidvania, Metroid Dread. Very, very fun Metroid game. Mario Tennis. Mario Party All-Stars. Very cool. Very cool. Same complaint, as always, as all the other Switch game collection videos I made, which were only 2. Only 5 maps. Why is there only 5 maps? There should be more. That's my complaint. Fire Emblem Engage. I played a little bit of this after purchasing, and I enjoyed what I played. I gotta get back into it. One of the first Switch games I ever purchased, Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, Deadly Premonition 2, Deadly Premonition Origins, Darksiders Genesis, action RPG game, pretty fun. Collection of Mana. Still, I've only played Final Fantasy Adventure on this. Carry On. This is the Special Reserve version. Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. Black Future. Astral Chain, awesome game. Quite enjoyed Astral Chain. Welcome to Animal Crossing New Horizon. I missed out on the COVID fun for this. I purchased it recently, actually, for my wife for Christmas. She hasn't played it yet. The Angry Video Game Nerd 1 and 2. Oh yeah, I guess I haven't been mentioning the new games that I got. Well, this is one of them that I recently got. Alex Kidd in the Miracle World DX. And another game that was a recent purchase-ish, 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. That's it. I don't know who made it up to this point, who watched this entire video. If you did, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. That was a lot of fun. I tried moving as quickly as I could, and I suffered the consequences because of it. Gosh. Oh well. It is what it is. Next video is going to be whenever I have the time. I might do an entire PlayStation collection video. Let me know if that interests you. And eventually I'll start talking a little bit more about what's behind me and other plans that I have. I might also be streaming at some point. I streamed, some people may have seen, I streamed with my brother Silent Hill not too long ago. On YouTube, not on Twitch. My Twitch channel is Ragnarok77, but I'm thinking I will be switching to YouTube permanently for streams. Still haven't entirely decided yet. Twitch is weird, man. I do like the user experience on Twitch, probably more than on YouTube, but I also have a bigger following on YouTube. Not that much big, not that big of a following, but I have a bigger following on YouTube, so I might stream more on YouTube. Anyways, I'm just repeating myself over again. Thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, bye now.